Hey guys, welcome back for episode 3 Sabbatical Chronicles. Today we got a new guest on the show. His name is Joshua. He's from Bantis and he will show his 10 favorite things. Let's get right into it, man. Joshua, welcome on the show.
Good to be here, man.
Of course. Tell us, man, what do you do?
So I run the Instagram bantis and bantis. I've been running the Instagram for just under a year now. The idea is that we post 3 shirts every single day. We've been practically doing that for the past 200 days. We've posted 3 shirts every single day.
That's crazy.
We recently launched our website where we now do all of our sales, and we mainly focus on band shirts, so music shirts, tour shirts, anything related to music. I started collecting vintage around 4 or 5 years ago. I had a little company before that, and then I recently came back from working on a cruise ship last year, and then I wanted to start my whole collection again, and I started a new page called Bantis.
Nice.
It's been going strong, yeah.
Crazy, man. And let's say the Bantis handle, that's a great name to
Pretty
start
legendary, yeah, pretty legendary.
Tell me, man, how many tees are in your collection?
I actually don't have too many t-shirts in my personal collection. It's a really a heavily rotated collection. I grab a lot of shirts which go on the store a few weeks or a few months later. But generally it's around 5 shirts that are always in my collection and that have been in my collection for like the past year or so. But besides that, I keep around 10 shirts in my collection.
On the rotation.
Exactly, on a rotation. Yeah.
Not that many.
Not that many. No, I'm not a hoarder. I also need to keep the flow going.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm sitting on too much cash.
It's a problem for me, man.
Exactly.
I wish I could do the 10 and then that's it, but
it's impossible.
It's impossible. It's impossible. I think we should go to shirt number 1, man, and see what you got. I'm excited.
So we're gonna start with shirt number 1 over here. This is a beautiful Rolling Stones Voodoo Lounge tour. The fact that I love this one a lot, even though I come past it quite a lot, it's not a super rare shirt or anything, but the fade on this one is insane. I'm not sure if this is a natural fade or whether this is like a chemical fade, because the gray is really strong. It's not something I see a lot, but I did get it from the original owner, which makes me believe that it is a natural fade. And I think the gray with the yellow and the red is insane.
The right pop.
Exactly. So I don't often wear Rolling Stone shirts, but when I do, it's this one.
It's a nice one, man. Really.
Then next up, we have
Fire!
Chicago Bulls Michael Jordan shirt. This was actually one of the very first vintage shirts that I got. I got it from a local store here in Amsterdam called Zipper. And this was around 4 years ago when I kind of just started. I wasn't even aware of the rarity or what it was or anything, but I love this so much that I had to grab it. I think I paid around like 20 euros back in the days. I actually ended up selling this shirt on my old vintage page, which was called Munka.
I remember.
That was my first page. We had a pop-up as well. We had you guys there as a guest as well. And I sold that shirt on that page, and I missed it so much a few months later that I had to message the guy, and I said,
back from the same guy?
I need to buy it. So I paid him the exact same amount that he bought it for, and I had to bring it back in the collection, and it's never going to leave my collection again. It's going to stick around for a whole lot.
This is crazy.
It's insane. The drapiness of this shirt, wearing this shirt in summer with some shorts, is just the best look.
You showed it to me one time before, and I was like, Jesus, man.
Yeah, this is it. I wish I had a back print. It makes the shirt a bit more valuable, but it also makes it a little bit more casual and a bit more neutral to wear.
Yep.
So this is shirt number 2.
Love it.
Then next up, we have the second band shirt. This one actually used to be on the Bantis website, but I actually removed it just because I could not get rid of it. It's a Dinosaur Feel the Pain. It's from the Feel the Pain single.
I love the colors on this one, man.
It's insane. Yeah, it's
really
insane.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm generally a really big fan of Dinosaur Jr. And then this is my favorite song from them. from their favorite album as well.
You get quite a lot, Dinosaur Jr.
I look for it all the time. Dinosaur Jr. is like one of the. It's actually also one of the very first shirts that I found for the Bantis Instagram.
All right.
So
it's
therefore,
pretty rare to come across. Like
it's pretty rare, especially here in Holland. They only performed here in Holland once in 1995. But besides that, they never performed here again, which makes it quite hard for it to be found here in Holland.
So I see him, it's on your page. Like I never see him like anywhere.
I look for those.
Of course, on the international pages, but.
So yeah, that is shirt number 3. Feel the Pain, Dinosaur Jr.
Nice.
Then third up, we have this next shirt. I've always been into Apple. I've always been into Steve Jobs. When I was young, I had a massive poster of Steve Jobs above my bed. I've admired him a bit creepily for a very, very long time. And although I love Apple shirts, I got this one also from an old Apple employee. And this next is the company that Steve Jobs started before or after he got fired from Apple in 1985. So when he got fired from Apple in 1985, he started a software company called Next, which Apple bought 10 years later in 1996, which is how Steve Jobs got back into the company. So for me, it's an extremely rare shirt. Next did not have a lot of merchandise. Just to find this shirt from an original Apple employee is pretty insane. And that original Apple employee, I talked to him on the phone for quite a while, and he actually also used to have the Apple sneakers.
Oh shit, the all white ones,
exactly.
Right? The embroidery, I think.
Exactly, yeah. The ones that sold on an auction for I think like 10 or 20 or 50,000 euros. So he said he doesn't know where they went. So I've still been keeping in contact with him for the past months to see if he has anything or any hints where they may be. So getting it from the original owner is always sick.
And did you get more stuff from him?
I think I got like 30 Apple shirts from him.
What?
Yeah, so he sold me
a good come up.
Insane. I still have all of them as well. I was considering selling them, but I just it's very hard for me to sell Apple shirts.
Yeah, I know you've been an Apple guy.
So I'm gonna keep all of these in the collection for a very long time. So the 4th shirt is next.
Sweet, man. This a great start.
Yeah,
it's really nice.
And we're only halfway, man.
Tell us more about the company, man. How did you start? Why did you start? And
right. So I started Bantis just under a year ago. I started on June 15th is when I officially signed my company at the Kamer van Koophandel, the e-commerce chain of commerce. And that's when late at night I was thinking, okay, how am I going to do this? Am I going to have a standard page where I just have a website and I post a collection once in a while, every week, every 2 weeks? And then I kind of came up with the concept of, hey, I just want to post 3 shirts every single day. I just be as consistent as possible.
But did you know from the get-go it would be just band shirts?
I knew from the get-go that it was going to be just band shirts.
All right. You didn't consider doing other stuff?
No.
Sometimes I see other stuff on your page, but...
I have considered. So 3 years ago, I started another vintage page called Munka Wear, which is where I pretty much sold anything vintage. So it was jackets, hats, t-shirt. Exactly, it was anything. It was anything vintage. But then I worked on a cruise ship in 2019. And I sold everything. I sold all of my vintage before I went on the cruise ship. I got rid of everything.
We bought some stuff from you.
Exactly. You guys bought some stuff for me. And then I came back in June 2020 and I had nothing in my collection anymore. I just had the suitcase, which I took with me on the cruise ship, and I had barely any vintage anymore. So I started to do my regular searches again, kind of thought, hey, what do I want to buy next? And I never really knew the value of band shirts. I always knew they were iconic, they were very culturally relevant, and my parents were very much into music, and because of that I was like, okay, I'm gonna go look for some band shirts. So I found a few band shirts.
What was the first one you found?
The very first one that I found was a Dinosaur Jr. shirt, which is kind of also the reason that I've kind of just that's stuck with me. It was a Dinosaur Jr. shirt, and it was also from the Feel the Pain album, but it was a different one. It had the tour dates on the back. So that was the very first one I found, and then from them I just said I want to focus on one specific theme, and that was band shirts, and that's how the Instagram handle came to be.
Yeah.
From then on, I've just said just band shirts, just focus my search and just look for the best band shirts, become the best band shirt page on Instagram.
And are you gonna keep up the whole 3 Ts a day thing?
Yes. So I'm gonna keep up the 3 Ts a day. I'm looking at adding more shirts every day now.
All right.
So we hope to maybe go to 4 or 5 shirts every single day now.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah, if you think about it, 3 shirts every day, it doesn't sound like a lot, but if you do it times 30, it's 90 shirts every month.
Yep.
If you go to 5 shirts, that's 150 shirts every single month, which is quite a lot. But I think the consistency is the most important.
No, of course,
and it keeps me focused on constantly finding the shirts. So it's worked for me for the past 222 days. We're at 666 shirts posts now, so that's around 222 days that we've been going strong.
That's great. Yeah, that's what makes you stand out. I think you do things the whole differently than anybody else.
Thank you, man.
And that's what I appreciate in you, man. It's really nice.
Thank you, man.
I think it's
time for another round.
Time for another round.
Let's go for another round.
I'm excited what you got. So
so we're gonna go for another round. We're gonna go to shirt number 5 now. And shirt number 5 is, so I tried to kind of find a bit of a variety of shirts here. I didn't want just put band shirts.
No, because I was thinking, what would he do?
Yeah,
would it be band shirts or?
I personally do wear quite a few band shirts, but I wanted to get some original and some other type of themes as well.
Yeah.
So this one is really, really cool. It's nothing valuable, it's nothing crazy, but it's a bit of like a sustainable or helping your local environment shirt out. So it says think globally, act locally.
Nice.
And then it just has all of these people from different countries, ethnicities on there. You've got a little bird over there. So just, I guess also with what's happening currently is we just have to stay strong. Doesn't matter where you're from, who you are, what you do. We just have to stand strong together, and there's no point to create any sort of hate amongst each other. We just have to stand strong as a global nation and just
for sure.
Just work together. So this one is super, super sick. It's got some insane wear. I think someone tried to dye their hair with the shirt. So whenever I wear it, people say, hey, you have something on the back of your shirt.
Keep it sweating.
And it looks a little nasty, but I think it adds to the character of the shirt.
I think so.
It is single stitch, like you did say, and it's on a Hanes beefy tee.
Nice.
So it's super, super comfortable. It's a little tiny bit small, but I tried to stretch it a bit. So it's a little bit wider now, and I think it's a super, super sick shirt.
Sweet. How do you do the stretching?
How do I do the stretching? I just get a chair. I have an office chair.
Yeah.
Put the shirt around it. I let it sit for 24 hours, and then I take it off. And it's an inch or a half an inch bigger.
Yeah. You hear so many different stories. People
you have the shower method.
Yeah, man.
Exactly.
It's all crazy.
But
I just do it.
It's so important. Sometimes, if the shirt is 21 inches
and
it fits like a dress,
just
adding an extra inch may just make it look a little bit more comfortable. And
of course,
Did
you ever fuck up a shirt with stretching it?
I've never fucked up a shirt with stretching. You really have to look at, if the material is too thin, don't do it.
No.
If the material has no stretch, it's really not going to work. So you want to find the shirt which has a little bit of stretch, and then it should be able to stretch at least an inch. Yeah, man.
All right.
Yeah. Let's go up next. Next up, we have a band shirt again. This is from Alice in Chains. This one I actually only got this week. I used to have one before. It's the extra.
A white one or something?
I'm not sure if you did a white one. I know there was like a bleached version that someone did do. This one was famously worn by Jerry Lorenzo, which is kind of the reason that it shot up in price. Recently, it's just gone insane in price. So this one I did get from the original owner as well.
Nice.
And I absolutely love the graphic. It's got the European tour dates on the back. Single stitch, of course. And this one, I think, it's really hard to tell, but I think it's a Screen Stars tag. It's an old Screen Stars tag.
Looks like
it. So this one is from 1992. So this is from the early 90s. And I like the graphic. I like the graphic look.
For sure. What is it?
It's an X-ray of a foot. So this is when the lead singer broke his foot on stage. He took his X-ray that he had and he put it on a shirt.
Fire.
Pretty sick. Then we have next up again.
Some color.
Exactly. We have a little bit of pop of color. I wanted to get some color here as well. This is from when I had my Munka vintage page, if you guys remember. And I bought this shirt at a thrift store in London when I used to live in London. And I just thought it was the sickest shirt ever. It's again, it's not worth it much. It's just a sick shirt with the yellow and the red.
Yep.
I actually had this up for sale when I had the Munka page. It never sold, so I just decided to keep it in my collection.
Sometimes not every tee has to be like worth €1,000 or like €500.
Exactly. They don't have to be worth life. If they're sick to you, if they look cool to you, then
I think that's more important than the value of something.
Exactly. So this one's definitely going to be worn a lot during summer again.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure what the tag is. It's some unknown tag. It is single stitch, very, very important.
And it's only getting better with age, right?
Exactly, and especially this red as well. It's just gonna fade beautifully with the sun. So it's just gonna be nice and
maybe crack a little bit more.
Beautiful cracking is already visible. So yeah, that's shirt number 7.
Is it 7?
Shirt number 7. Yes.
All right. So another question for you, man.
Okay.
What do you like most about the vintage community?
What I like most about the vintage community that it's so well. It's one thing that I really like, but it's maybe I'll talk about it a little bit later. Something I also don't like is that it's super casual.
Yeah.
You know, all these guys who run these vintage pages are just doing it from their home, pretty much. Pretty much everyone just does it from home. There's not a lot of, or especially if you talk about the vintage tees community, there's not a lot of big guys or big global corporations, like big things that are doing it. It's mostly just guys running an Instagram page from home, and some guys get to sustain a living with it, and some guys just do it just as a hobby.
Yeah.
So it's this really nice mix of people who are just taking it super casually and just doing it their own way, and it kind of creates quite a lot of creativity and different looks at how it's run. So that's definitely something I.
And what do you prefer as a buyer instead of a seller? Do you prefer somebody that runs an Instagram, or do you prefer somebody that has a website?
Yeah, so that's something that I have thought about like a lot the past month. So I used to just do Instagram sales. So I always said DM to purchase via Instagram.
Yeah.
And then people would send me a message, and then typically would have a whole conversation with this person, which was super nice. I talked to every single person that I would sell to. And it would just not just be like, hey, I want to order this. Okay, here's your tracking number.
No.
It would be a whole conversation of where did I get this shirt? Who are you? What are you going to do with it? It was a fantastic conversation. And now that I've switched to the website, I don't have that anymore.
No.
Which I really, really miss. So typically what I will do is if I do sell to someone, then I'll just send them a personal message if I know who they are. But as a buyer, I prefer a website.
Yeah.
Which is also kind of what I've thought about. Okay, what do I actually prefer? I had a lot of polls as well, but I think as a buyer, a website is just more comfortable. You can just order whenever you want.
For sure.
You don't have to interact with someone, which is also quite nice sometimes.
Yeah, we think the same way, but me and Ruben, we have a retail background, so we just wanted to do from the get-go the whole perfect thing. The website, just professional thing. That when people come to the site, it's perfect.
Exactly.
But then again, some people just think, these some big corporation guys, or it's like this big vintage.
It becomes a little impersonal in a way.
Yeah, and then people just still DM.
Right.
So we were thinking, do we skip the website? Do we just go Instagram? But the whole vibe of a web store and how it's built, and I think buying from a website is really
I think
nice.
so as well. And I think
I like the conversations, of course.
But what I like with you guys now is that you're adding also a very personal image now to the page.
Thanks.
So you are just a website, which can sometimes makes it look like not very transparent. Like who are these guys behind this page? Who I'm actually buying from. But now that as you're making more videos and you're doing these lives. It's it's these guys behind the page. Oh, cool. When I buy from this website, I know it's going to be these guys handling my shirts, and I know I'm going to be able to trust them.
There was some hesitation. Like we stayed in the dark for like 2 years or something.
Exactly.
I don't know if it adds any value to the company or for the people watching. But I want to know where I get my tea from. I started enjoying seeing people behind the companies, behind the brands, or not even vintage, but just in general. So we thought,
Yeah.
it's cool. And we wanted
It's
to do
important.
more stuff than just like, wait, get an order, ship it
Exactly.
out.
It's
and
also
that's
it's
it,
also
right?
motivating to
Yeah.
interact with the people
Of
that you are
course.
selling to. So if you do DM to purchase, it's pretty motivating.
Yeah.
And if you're not getting any orders via your website, it can be so demotivating. So
Yeah, of
feel
course.
Like, oh,
Yeah.
does this work? But then to interact just gives so much strength again. So yeah.
Nice, man. But you mentioned before, what's something you dislike? You want to see different?
Yeah. So what I said is that what I like is that it's so casual and people are just doing it from their bedroom.
Yeah.
But then what I don't like is that it can also then again also be a bit more professional from some guys, for some
sure.
people.
Yeah.
That sometimes it feels a little bit like 50% effort that they're putting in. So if we, for example, look at packaging, all of these guys, they sell vintage, they all kind of think, oh yeah, sustainable, you know, it's good for the environment. But then when you order from them, you get a plastic bag with the shirt in there, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like, okay, so you're kind of vouching for this whole sustainable thing, but you don't even put the effort to even think about how you're packaging it, how you're creating an experience. And I'm a guy, I come from the hospitality industry. I've studied hospitality management. I care about the experience of people.
Your packaging at some point, let's
So
say.
I've invested quite a bit of money and thoughts into how I want people to, I want the whole customer journey to be perfect. So from the moment that they order to the moment that they receive the shirt, and then even after that. So what I used to always do is I used to include a tote bag in the shirt in the packaging, which was then afterwards, after they received the shirt and enjoyed the shirt, they were still able to enjoy my brand.
Mm-hmm.
So I think a lot of people don't really put that thought in. They kind of just keep it as the shirt and that's it.
Yeah.
So it's not very thought about. So I want people in the community to think a little bit more about the customer journey.
Mm-hmm.
How is it if someone orders something? What is the email that they receive? What does it look like? What does it feel like? What does the whole ordering process feel like? What company are you using to ship your packages?
Mm-hmm.
How good is that company in creating a customer experience? And then when you receive the package, how does it feel when you open up the shirt? I think people are charging so much money for these shirts. Yeah, but they're not putting in any thought into this.
I like the way you think. It's a good way of thinking.
That's something that I hope that will change in the community.
Mm-hmm.
That it becomes a bit more 110% thinking, like constantly be thinking about how you can improve it, and then as a community we can grow. Because I really see the vintage community grow as big as the sneaker community.
Oh, for sure. And I think the last couple of years, it just
exactly,
it blew up.
Right, blew up. Like
crazy.
It's here in Holland. I've already seen such a big spike.
Yeah.
And you have companies like StockX, which said, "Hey, we want the experience actually to be perfect. We want you to receive a shoe which is 100% legit, with a little tag on there." And I think they were the ones who really took that step. And look at them now; they're a massive company.
Yeah, sure.
So I think that is next for vintage. This is the customer journey.
Nice. That's a good answer, man.
Thank you.
One little thing. I want to know, what's your biggest come up? What's the craziest?
My biggest come up. My biggest come up. I gotta take a sip of that.
All right. Yeah, take your time.
Take a little thought.
You might have a few.
My biggest come up. It's hard, man. Yeah, I think yes.
Yeah.
I think I got it. My biggest come up probably has to actually be quite a recent one.
Mm-hmm.
It was a Dinosaur Junior shirt.
From another one.
Yeah, it was a Dinosaur Junior shirt. I wish I could have kept it, but it was just worth too much and it just did not fit me right. But it was a Helter Skelter merchandise shirt, and it had like the anime girl on the front, or the hentai type girl on the front, in her cute short little dress, skirt, and that is like the sickest shirt I've ever seen. So I got it from the original owner, and I was able to sell it on for a pretty hefty amount, and it sold within seconds. After I sold it, I got around like 10 messages from other guys saying, "Hey, I will pay more for this shirt." So I undersold it, but I'm happy with who it went to. But I think that was my sickest come up ever. It was just the sickest shirt I've ever come up. And then I've also got a few come ups, which is like really big batches of shirt from an original owner, like 50 shirts from their collection.
Oh shit.
But I think that one specifically is just such a sick shirt that, yeah, I'll remember forever.
Nice. Last question before we go to the next tease. Can you share like an experience you got in the field or just through your Instagram or whatever that was like this? All right, this really happened.
Yes. One of the things was actually in the process of buying shirts. I was looking. I was contacting a lot of original sellers, and I ran into this one lady who said that her dad used to have a lot of vintage T-shirts. But she said he doesn't have a computer, he doesn't have a phone, you can only write to him by mail. So I got his address, I got a piece of paper, I bought some stamps, and I started writing him letters. So we sent a lot of letters back and forth. I think like 4 months went past before I was able to actually schedule an appointment and go to his house. I made him this whole list of bands where he just had to put a check mark if he did have it. And it looked so promising. He said he had everything. He said he had it all. And then I went to his house 4 or 5 months later. It was the scariest house I've ever been to. He had no floor. It was just scary concrete. He had no lights. There was just candles all around his house.
He sounds like a type of wizard or something.
It was scary. It was scary. He was not wearing shoes, but his legs were like, his feet were like this big. And I was so scared to go into his house.
Was his name Frodo?
It could have been. It could have been. And he was sleeping on a mattress without any bed sheets in the living room. And next to that bed, the mattress on the floor, were all of the shirts.
Oh.
And I thought I had a great come up. It was nothing. It was all trash. It was all newer, terrible stuff. And I just had to get out of the house as soon as possible.
Damn.
I was so scared. I really thought I was never going to be able to like get out. I swear, because there was no lights. There was candles. There was no lights, and I did see the light switches, but they were like all yellow and like dirt on it. Like I don't.
Damn, man.
So that was one of the craziest experience that I did have, where I thought I was gonna die, and I thought I was gonna have a great come up.
And you walked out with nothing.
Walked out with nothing. I bragged about it to people for months. You know, oh, I've been writing with this guy.
Yeah, because you told me I'm writing letters to this guy, and I was like, all right, cool, let's do it.
Nothing. All I got was a scary experience. So that was one of the things. Yeah.
Nice. All right, I think it's time for some other teas, man.
Final ones, the final three. We're gonna go with another Alice in Chains shirt.
Sweet.
So this one I also grabbed recently. It's actually from the exact same owner as the X-ray one. This one I love. It has a dancer, little fairy in the front.
The colors of this one is amazing.
Super good. It's kind of like that Alice in Wonderland type style. I love how it has absolutely no writing or anything on the front. From the front, you would never say that this is a band shirt. It does. It's a little bit scary because she is like a skeleton. But from the front, you would never say that this is a band shirt. You would say it's like a little girl's shirt or something. And then it has the Alice in Chains in the back. So this is a super, super low-key band shirt. Has no tour dates or anything. It's a shirt that you would never say it's a band shirt. And then also the white colorway is insane.
Nice.
You don't really see a lot of white vintage shirts in general. I think the reason for that is that if they have a stain or something, people are more prone to throw them out quite easily.
Yeah, they get like dirty.
Exactly.
Yellowing.
So they don't have that long of a life.
But I like it though. I don't have that many in my collection either.
No, exactly. So you see a lot more black shirts.
Yeah.
Black shirts are way more common to find. Even if they have stains, you don't really see it. If they're fading, they're still fine. Yeah. With a white shirt, if they have a little stain, people are very, very prone to say, I'm going to throw it out.
Yeah.
And then they never live 30 years like most shirts. Most shirts do. So this is shirt number 8.
I like it, man. Good one.
Then next up, we have, again, talking about Apple, we have the original Apple writing shirt.
Yep.
This one's beautiful as well.
It's nice, man.
It's got the original colors right here. It's got beautiful wear on the writing, and then also beautiful wear on the shirt. It's got some bleaching here.
Yep.
It's got some bleach, I think some bleach marks here as well.
From all your shirts, is this the one that you wear the most?
This one I wear like all the time. I just spent 2 months in Suriname where the weather was just fantastic and I was just wearing shorts and a t-shirt all day. And I wore this like almost every single day for 2 months.
Crazy.
It's just the perfect shirt.
Yeah.
You know, typically, sometimes when you have a black shirt, it's like such a dark black where it's like, especially when it's sunny and you don't really want to wear it. But like this soft gray, like the fade, just makes it so wearable. It's exactly, and it's on a Hanes tag BVT. It is a size double extra large, so it's extra large. But yeah, it's a beautiful.
It's really nice, man.
And then to finish it off, we have my all-time favorite shirt.
Yeah, the one
It's a
we
Sade.
for.
Yes, it's a Sade. You guys have been seeing it here. It's a Sade 2001 Lovers Rock tour shirt. Funny thing is that actually Sade from 2001, there was actually no official shirt. So these are apparently all bootlegs. Apparently she never actually sold the merchandise at tours or anything. Again, I can't verify that, but that's what most people have told me. So these are actually all bootlegs. This one I also got from the original owner. It was some old lady. I found her in a Facebook group, and she ended up making me admin of the Facebook group after I bought this shirt from her. She sends me messages like so often, which is also one of the reasons I just cannot get rid of this shirt. It has too much value, and I just cannot sell it because.
And did you pick it up at her house?
No, she was some lady in Germany.
Okay.
And she sent it to me, but she sometimes sends me posters of Sade. She sent me a book a few months ago of Sade just for free.
Shit.
So this is also one of the reasons I just cannot sell it. I bought a couple Sade shirts from her actually. The other ones were newer from 2011.
Yeah. Also, you don't see it that often, but if I see it, it's you again.
Yeah. So I posted on my page twice now. I have gone some insane offers, but I've actually just refused them all, and I think I've now decided that I'm
don't put it up.
Probably gonna keep it. Probably gonna keep it forever. So this is the Lovers Rock 2001 Sade shirt.
Nice. I think that's a great way to end it.
Yeah, I think so too.
Man, thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your collection, your stories.
Thank you, man.
We enjoyed it all.
Cheers.
It was a good first guest. Guys, I hope you enjoyed it. This was episode 3 with Joshua. Please follow his page. Be on the lookout for episode 4. We've got a new guest going on. I will not tell you who it is. Thanks for watching. See you again.
Thank you very much.